Dude,
Nate, I know you're a modest guy. I know you like to spread the love, but you got to understand what you're doing isn't normal. That's just not. It's not normal, Nate Menninger.
It looks abnormal because this is just what I do. But what you do, with the guy who makes stamps for an envelope company, like, dude, these guys are all doing incredible things. And it's just showing it. It's like, yeah, I get the fame because I'm in front of the camera, but dude, I'm one cog in the machine. I'm one cog.
You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Hey. Nathaniel Menninger. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again. You've been on 2 times so far.
Yeah.
2 times, and it's been great ever since. You have stories for days. You have adventures for days. But this one, I feel there's something in me that makes this one feel a little bit more special. I don't know if it's the 2 cameras. I don't know what it is, but I am excited. So Nate, welcome back. Please, for the very few people who don't know you, give us a real synopsis. Who are you and where are you from?
My name is Nate Menninger. Some people like to call me Nathaniel. And I come from Boston. Newton, Mass. Boston.
Woot woot!
I say Boston, Mass.
But everyone says Boston.
Yeah, because it's cooler.
Of course it's cooler. So for those who don't know, Nate and I went to high school. I am going to put the links to in the description box below to the previous interview. So we're not going to rehash that, but I am going to touch a little bit on those. Okay. When you after high school, you went to college. I want you to just real quick history from when you went into college till the last time we met. Give me a memory.
Ready to go. Graduated college. Got a ton of injuries in college, so I was like, gotta get away from sports because I just saw it on TV all the time and I just couldn't handle it because I couldn't run. So I went to South America, plane ticket, saxophone, and a snowboard, and just tried to survive, dude. Just try to get that ski bum dream, and it turned out to be a lot rougher than I thought. I basically was 2 countries or a country over from where my plane ticket left, so I ended up getting stranded down there and no money for 6 months. I mean, no money, like I'm saying rice and maybe salt if I was lucky.
That's crazy.
To eat.
That's insane.
And yeah, it was really hard. Got out. After 6 months, a lot of crazy experiences from like backcountry skiing in Patagonia to living in a favela. And then I realized I wanted to kind of set out on this track. So next thing up, I put together a real plan about keep doing these adventures. So I went to Nepal and swore to noble silence for a couple of weeks, which was
I remember
pretty
you telling
freaking
me
hard.
that shit was wild. That shit was wild.
That was pretty hard.
Yes.
And then we did high altitude ice climbing. And then that was the first intro, and then I've guided in the Himalayas.
Intro to what?
Well, after that, I went to write these books, and I went to like, okay, from now on, I'm not going to do another project unless it's filmed. Because obviously I want to do what I do because I love what I do. I love these adventures, but I don't do this only for me. I do this to share it. If I can't share it, there's no point.
Yes.
Why am I doing this? So I decided I'm not going to do another project. Because I wanted to do a really big one. I didn't want to do a big one without being filmed. And secondly, I want the message to get out there because what I'm about is kind of breaking down the boundaries and uniting us.
Okay, so let's. I want to clarify something because you say project, and when you say project, I'm thinking PowerPoint. But you're not talking about a PowerPoint. You're talking. What when you say project, what exactly do you mean by project?
Project for me is an extremely hard profession or challenge in the world. So anything, it could be anything.
Example. Give me an example. Something you have done, something you want to do. Anything. Give me an example.
Example, something I have done, living in a favela, backcountry skiing. You know, you approach it like an amateur with no real experience prior.
Yes.
And you do it as safely to the best extent as you can. So the goal is to do what they do. But you want to go about it as safely as you can, right?
Of course.
So I haven't necessarily been that safe in the past. Going forward, I'll definitely be more safe because I want to keep this going.
That's the goal. That's always the goal.
But yeah, so it's a real profession. So example, Formula 1 driving, right? I'm going to spend a month training, see how I can drive, learning the techniques of the car, how to turn, everything from that, and then go all the way in. It's kind of like that guy coined that term 10,000 hours to become an expert.
Yes.
I'm trying to cut it down to as little as possible.
As soon as possible.
Maybe that's a week, maybe that's a month, maybe that's 6 months, but I'm going to put in
as much
24 hours a day. My mind is devoted to that task.
whatever that project
24
is,
hours
whatever you decide that thing
I'm
is.
all in.
Okay, and this is perfect leadway into the reason we're doing this again. So the reason I came down here to Pennsylvania to do this interview, because the thing that just blew up on LinkedIn, and now that is shared everywhere else, your resume. Tell me a little bit about where did you get your inspiration? And for those who don't know, Nate put up this resume. You know, let me not say anything. You explain the whole thing. Explain where did you get the inspiration to do it and what it is.
So I've been doing this for a long time, and people say, "How do you do that? You know, how do you have the money to do that?" I've had no money. You know, I'm not traveling because I'm traveling. I'm traveling because I can't really afford to live in America, dude. I've been poor. So I had this job I nailed as like an adventure writer, and it's nothing on them, but we went separate ways. Yes. You know, and I ended up basically having no income, and with nothing but this dream of mine and no way to get the next project. So I came home and I'm sitting at my computer. It's 1 a.m. on a Sunday, and I'm just like looking at LinkedIn like, God, what do I do now? And this is my rock bottom. I'm at my parents. I never wanted to be here. I will never still say the L word. You know, I'm just staying. I'm not
living.
Yeah. But and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna do a big old screw you to LinkedIn and post. If my dream job, the job I want, this is the resume I'd make. And I made a resume. It has typos. I just kind of made it as kind of like a sarcastic joke.
I love it.
And then 2 days later, it had 10,000 views.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit about this, and I want to get into the details of it because you say if there was a job you wanted, that's the resume you would have. Yeah. And I want to get to the essence of that resume because when we were talking, because you have tried to do not a project, you have tried to get funding for an adventure prior. So let's go back and talk about that and why this one seems like it's the one, right? We don't know, we can't tell the future, but I have an inkling, you know, I feel like this is the one, right? So tell me what happened last time and what's the difference between the last time you attempted it and now why do you think this one's going to work?
Yeah, well, they say you have to learn, right?
Of course.
I don't really I guess I like learning things in the world, but I just want to get it done, you know? So I went into this earlier project. The goal was to go from the westernmost point of Asia to the easternmost point of Asia through all these crazy countries and stuff. And I marketed it, not like this, but I tried to, but I just was marketing the actual project, you know? And I tried to really pair myself with
tell me what you were trying to do last time.
So I'm paired with like some booster for a Kickstarter or something like that and things like that. And I had a good partnership with this organization that I really like, One Love, but it just wasn't. What wasn't authentic is why this project. Like why am I doing this project? Everyone's heard the story. You're with an NGO, you want to support, but it didn't really come together, and it wasn't really believable. And so I love everything. Those people I've partnered with, I partnered them with for a reason, but like it just hasn't. I wasn't true. I wasn't authentic, and I realized that like over the time, I just can't lie. I just gotta be straight myself. Like, so I did that project. It didn't succeed because I wasn't like, I want to do this as the episode 1 of the rest of my life.
Okay, so I need more details because I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying.
But no, I got you. But I'm gonna nitpick here.
All right, we gotta get.
What exactly were you doing? What was the goal? Like, were you doing the same thing? You wanted to go up Mount Everest?
So
What was the project and what?
So this project was westernmost point of Asia to easternmost point of Asia by motorcycle.
Perfect. Okay.
Right? And the project was just make a documentary about this. I didn't have people in place. I was just going to go and make it happen because that's how I do these things. I just make it happen.
Yes.
But it's not convincing to the other people because no one believes that someone can just make this stuff happen. Even though that's what I've made my life doing.
Of course.
And secondly, I wasn't really quite put together. I was going to try and get the videographer after. I had one kind of, but he was just going to meet me like for a month, a month in Asia. And like I said, dude, it was just not, I just wasn't.
It wasn't on. But
I didn't tell people this is the first episode of the rest of my life.
Okay.
And it's been the same for me. Nothing on my end has ever changed. Like, that project's the same as this project. It's just the message I showed. Now there's full transparency, dude. I'm just completely honest, and like that's who I am with people. So I figured that's what I want to be.
Okay, and then so now you're telling us that this resume and the project and the Kickstarter that you have now
Yeah.
is 100% your honest, your 100% truth. Take it or leave it. This is all you.
I would say I'm all in. Yo. I mean, my dad said yesterday, well, if it doesn't work out, I guess you do something else. And I just was like, dude, there's nothing else. Like, I don't know what I'd do. I couldn't do anything. Okay. I would have to live like a traveling bum for the rest of my life, which is depressing. Like I just can't.
The crazy thing is, Nate, that like, yes, I guess it is depressing because it didn't actually end up being what you wanted it to be. But like I was telling you earlier today, like the amount of energy and the amount of like all or nothing effort that you put into this is it's like, it is amazing. I love that you are able to say, this is everything I'm going to do. I'm going to put all my energy into this. And if it fails, it fails. But it's not going to fail because it's not. And I love that.
I mean, I'm not going to get hippie with it, but...
Hit me!
I mean, I would say I'm committed. Like, it sounds like the hippiest thing you ever heard.
But go ahead.
But, like, I'm committed to this, like, beyond this life. Like, I could be poor the rest of my life and never get noticed. This could fail and everything, but... Like, I'm not going to stop.
You're Gucci.
No matter.
You're happy.
Until death. And beyond death.
Okay.
So that's the grave and beyond.
So the
grave and beyond.
So the only follow-up question I can ask, since you just said that, is, so why not? Why go through the trouble of raising money, getting a videographer? Why go through all of that if you are okay just doing these crazy adventures? You really so doing the adventure is one thing. Do you really care? Is there that much energy in you that you want to share it, or the adventure is enough to just fill you? Honestly, right?
Honestly, dude, the adventure is what drives me immediately.
Yes,
because I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie.
Of course,
but there's a lot more to it. I mean, when you really get into these places, when you really go all in, hence why these people who, I mean, I don't even know, I'm not that well read and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But people say full immersion is the trick to really learning. And like, the reason I go in completely amateur status is because my mind is a complete blank slate. So I have no predispositions to believe anything. I have no, insights like this is bad, this is good. I'm just completely neutral. So any stimuli is completely authentic and it's not tainted by what
you think
people have
or your
led
past,
you to believe.
Yes.
And then you just learn so much. And what you learn mainly is that, like, dude, these people from crazy cultures you might look down on, we've all done it, you look down on people who aren't of your breed.
Don't do the same thing.
Because you do. And then if you can show them, like, a guy like me going to do what they're best at and just getting demolished in it. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll have good success, but I'll never be as good as these people. Like, I'll never be the best in the world. Who's been doing it their entire
life, yes.
No, and you'll see that, and no matter who they are, what country, what civilization, what anything they belong to, you'll start to look at them like almost as gods in a way. It's like, damn, these guys are badass. And I'm just trying to show everyone's badass in the world. I'm just the guy doing everything. It's you guys who are the badasses, and I just want to try it.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's legit.
That's
the
truth.
Money shot. That's the goddamn. All right. So wait. So now let's talk about the actual trip, the actual project that you're going into right now.
Yeah.
So talk to me about this Kickstarter. First and foremost, for those of you out there, link is gonna be in the description box below. Please click it. Go check it out. Check out the video. Read the entire Kickstarter. This is some real shit, right? So go check it out, please and thank you. All right. So Nate, tell us what is the Kickstarter?
All right.
What is this project?
This is badass.
Please and thank you.
So I was leading this past summer.
Okay.
And I just had an idea. These porters, they're old men. They carry 100 kilos on their back. I was in Nepal, in the Himalayas.
Yes.
Right, so this is right around Mount Everest, and I've been there before, and I was working as a guide. And porter is someone who carries everyone's packs, the people who carry packs on regular expeditions across the country, and then all the way up to Mount Everest, to the top, and to other peaks. And these guys carry 100 kilos on their back. They sleep on the floor. I mean, they have a hard life, man. And
I'm sure they do.
And they do
it
some
does not sound easy.
rough, they do some rough shit. I'm not going to lie. They work hard as hell. And they don't complain, ever. And I thought, like, to really, really do these guys justice, like I've seen them, not to make another movie about, let's feel for them. Let's let's be so sympathetic. Like, no, it's not only empathy that we're searching for, but it's to raise them up.
Yes.
Like, dude, these aren't just we don't need to feel for them. We should want to emulate them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I was like, dude, maybe I could be a porter. And maybe I could be the first ever foreigner porter to aid a Mount Everest expedition. What if I went on Mount Everest as an actual porter, carrying people's stuff for a foreign expedition? And this guy who I was working with, who was partnered with the biggest NGO in Nepal, who's the founder of it. This guy is a badass himself. He was like, dude, I can make that happen. Like, he's on the board of the Nepali Mountaineering Association, which is like unreal. He has ins with the government. He owns 3 radio stations. Like, this guy is like the top. Yes. And he was like, I'll get the laws changed. And he asked the government, and like they got the laws and stuff changed because they obviously want to give back. They only want to let their jobs be for the.
Of course, yeah.
And so this is all what he told me, and then it just boom, 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 boom. It came in a line, and now we have like a website, and like point is to go up Mount Everest as the first to attempt. All right, if you have the summit in mind and that's it, you're gonna die because you're gonna be blinded. I want to get to the summit. Trust me, I want to get to the summit, but. Yes. For my mom's sake,
you want to live.
I want to attempt. I want to attempt, and I want to bring more stuff to you guys. So the point is, go all the way up Mount Everest, mainly to just document their lives and all the expeditions beforehand.
Yes.
And then be fortunate enough to attempt and aid a real expedition up Mount Everest and show what it's like. Not as a climber, because everyone knows it's over commercialized and stuff like that. Even if you don't know anything about Mount Everest, you know that it's become easy.
Just train.
But there's the guys who set it up, who go out there and start just like setting up the road. I'm doing that, dude.
Okay. All right. So let's get into the details of that just a little bit. Okay. So explain to me this, right? So the last time you were on, you told me that you went up the Himalayas, not Mount Everest. You didn't get it to the summit of Mount Everest, but you went up one of the mountains in the Himalayas. Yeah. Since then, have you been training? Are you training? Are you already like a certified porter? Do you have to get your license? What is that process from you went up as someone just wanting to go up Mount Everest to the point as you're going to be a porter carrying people's stuff?
Right. So the actual training process?
Are you a porter right now? Are you a certified porter?
There's no certification. It's just like you just carry someone's equipment. Like,
Nate, so are you saying you could do it
right now I have a full team in place of like world record holders and like a personal porter guide who's done it for years, who's gonna like teach me. So I'm trying to go there January 15th. I'll lay down the storyline for this documentary a week before, and the actual training process, which is gonna include like 3 expeditions. Okay. So before Everest. So one's gonna be just like there's a massive trek you do to Everest Base Camp. That's what everyone does. Yes. That's very easy. Okay. Anyone could do it. Anyone could do it. Anyone could do everything, but
I don't know about that.
Anyone could do this, especially
I don't believe that.
Minimal training.
I don't believe it.
And I had done my noble science, 2 weeks on the ground, not moving, got up 2 days later and did this. So I didn't work out. It's possible. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to start first tomorrow or today. We start training, running around and getting the cold atmosphere in my body. And, from then it will mountaineering techniques, everything they're going to take me through from start to finish. Like, okay. So I learn everything I need to learn in order to successfully and safely, aid a Mount Everest expedition. Wow. That's the goal. Wow. So I don't really know what's in store. I just know it's going to be a lot.
So you don't, but the path is already set.
So yeah, we're just going to sleep every night on the floor. We're going to eat only dal bhat, which is rice and vegetables. So it's not very nutritionally can't even say the word.
It's just not
nutritionally balanced. It's over too many carbs and then just like a little vegetables, no protein. And these guys are
that's what they eat.
That's what they eat. Salt tea in the morning. And they only eat 1 or 2 meals of dal bhat a day.
I mean, the last time you went up, you had a Snickers bar. So I think this might be a little bit better.
Yeah, no. It's going to be hard. It's going to be so fun, dude. I mean, I love the heart. I love it, dude. I just love it.
Nate, so, okay. I feel like I told you this before, but like, I don't know why, but why is your first project the Mount Everest? I feel like this is something that is not only like you've told me about other things that you have planned for the future, and I don't want to even mention that. You can decide to talk on that if you feel you want to. But I feel like this is probably the scariest, most life-threatening thing you can do because
Yeah.
I didn't do like research before this interview, but I looked up like these porters and like the majority, I mean, they don't live till like they're 60, 80 years old. These people die often. I mean, the job is super dangerous, number one. Number two, this is going to be brand new for you. Why did you decide on Mount Everest? Why a porter? Why is this number one? Can we start a little lower? Is that even an option?
Well, I mean, dude, I've started a long time, dude. I've done a lot of stuff already. I've already done stuff that's more dangerous than this.
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but yeah, dude, I've done stuff that's more dangerous than this.
That is true.
That's less organized. I should not be doing this.
I wish you had this when you ran with the Bulls, bro.
Dude,
I wish I could see it with my own two eyes.
That was in my, that's my early infancy of this project. You know, I was sitting in college, I remember, and I called my mom, second year of college, and I said, Mom, I know what I want to do. Like, I'm just going to do these crazy adventures for the rest of my life, and this is going to be my life. I'm going to show people. And she said, are you on drugs?
That's great.
And I never did any drugs. And I just said, yeah, I'm on cocaine, heroin, and meth, and I just hung up. And it's not very nice, my mom.
That's probably the worst thing you can say.
She was very concerned. She was very concerned. But I just knew it then. I just knew it. Like, after I did Running of the Bulls, I just knew it that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. And when I got this is the Everest thing, it's the one thing it's just aligned. Everything's coming to the government. Everything's coming play.
Okay, so just things are coming and happening at this time in this moment. It's not like this was pre-planned. It's just things that falling into place.
This was my next project. I wanted to do something that was next level.
Okay.
The last thing I did was high altitude and noble science. That's all dandy and all, but I want to do something that's next level because I have all these next level things in my mind. I'm not going to spoil them,
of course.
But I always wanted to climb Everest, obviously, and then to do so in a way that actually suits what I'm about. Like, it's just the one that aligned, dude. It's just the one that we're doing now, but. They're all equal.
I want to get
all equally great.
Yes, I want to get into the nitty gritty of the actual project. Okay, before we talk into like future plans. So, how is this going to be set up? Because you want to make a documentary about this. You want it to be. I don't know if it's going to be like an episodic type of situation or if it's going to be a one-shot wonder. I don't know what your plan is, but. Is your expectation that the videographer, the cameraman, the whatever people that are going to be doing the videos, are they expected to climb Mount Everest with you? Are you going to have a selfie stick with you? How are you going to get that to actually happen?
So here's the real thing. So the reason I hadn't filmed this before is because I'm not that good with filming.
Cameras, yes.
I mean, like, I do what I do.
Yes.
And I need my full attention towards it. And I'm just not that good with cameras. I don't have the passion for it.
At least you know.
I know I'm not. I don't have the passion for that. I don't have the passion for finance.
Yes.
And I've been searching through all my travels for someone who's willing to do what I do and who's gifted with this stuff. And in Nepal, my last time, the day before I'm climbing this massive mountain, I get lost, right, at night. And I have 1% on my phone. I turn it on, and I'm completely lost, right? And it's just, you're in the middle of nowhere. In this place.
This is crazy.
And in the middle of the mountains in the Himalayas, and probably a mile from Everest base camp, from Everest. There's nothing there, and I just get lost, and I'm like, where am I? And I'm off the track, and I'm fighting through bushes, and I eventually find the path, go down, and I remember there was these yak guys staring at me, and all you could see is the eyes. And I was like,
yak
whoa.
guys or yak?
Yak eyes. Just
like
the eyes.
The animal, the
eyes.
yak?
Just the golden eyes staring at me.
Are they big animals?
I mean, dude, when you can't see anything, it's a scary sight. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep going.
Look at mountain lions about to eat.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Anyways, I get down to this lodge eventually and stumble in, and I'm exhausted. I mean, it's been a long, long day. And there's one Nepali guy, a couple of guys right around the stove, and I start talking to them, and then there's this girl to the left, and Stella, and we got to talking, and she was just lost, like me. Just stumbled in, like me. She's a mountaineer and a videographer.
Wow.
And she was literally setting out to climb this pass in the way I would do it. And I was just like,
this is meant to be.
This is the person.
This is meant to be.
This is the person this is the person.
If the stars ever align.
I need to try. I still have to really convince her, but yeah. This is the person.
So she is the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it, okay.
She's all on board with this project.
Awesome.
We just got to make enough money to buy her plane tickets, and then we'll set it in motion.
So she's going to actually do the climb with you.
So she'll climb Everest too.
And she'll just record you through your process.
Film me. Yeah, because the thing about what I do is, the videographer has to do almost the same thing. I mean, she has to be there when I'm sleeping on the ground. She can sleep in a nice bed, but she kind of has to see me sleeping on the ground. She has to be there when I'm on Everest. So she has to be there when I'm in that rally car racing.
That's a lot of work.
It's work, but I mean, for you it's work. For me, it's my life. I just love it. It's not work.
Stella is the videographer.
Stella believes me. Quote.
She believes me. Well, that's good. I'm happy that someone believes you.
Yeah, nice.
I'm hopeful, but it's not. I can't be outdoors. I would never. There's not
a lot of people.
There is no way on God's green earth. You tell me when you want to do something that's inside. If you ever want to become a professional video gamer, you hit me up. I'll be a videographer.
Dude, it's just it's a dope feeling when someone believes in you. It's a really, really powerful feeling, no matter what it is. And that's what I want just everyone to know, that I'm not gonna say I believe in them, but I believe in everyone.
You believe in everyone.
Like someone just needs to. When someone says I believe in you, it's like
it's real.
Damn, it's like damn.
But like when it's real, when it's honest, when it's honest.
Yeah.
When it's honest, it's real.
And it's honest.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Where do you get the motivation, right? Because this stuff is as hard as life can get. Like these are the physical feats that people do that are like at the brink of impossible, right? Yeah. So where do you get the motivation when it's like you're an amateur, number one, number two, you're going through kind of hell, right? How do you push through that situation when you are climbing up a mountain, when you're lost, when you have no cell phone, when you're hungry, when you have no money? How do you get through those situations?
That's just what I do. That's me. Like I don't need motivation for that.
You really don't.
It's just who I am. Like when I'm doing that, I'm full on. You know, when I'm in a school, dude, I fell asleep in every class since like 3rd grade.
You just can't. It's not.
There's no motivation for it. I'm not gonna say hate, but just like, there's none. But this is like, have you ever had that feeling when you just you really love something?
Yes.
And you're just really riding high, you're on that wavelength, and you're clicking on all cylinders. When I'm doing one of these projects, I am there. I am completely in it, like all encompassing. Just your brain is firing on like another level, and you're just like, you don't need to sleep. Whenever I do these things, I don't need to sleep ever. Like, I don't really care what I never get sick. I've never gotten sick on these things. Like,
that's awesome.
I don't know.
I mean, that's awesome. I wish.
It just comes to, it comes to you, dude. It's like, how do you do your filming?
Yeah, no.
It just comes to you.
The reason I'm so like into this is because I get those highs, but my highs don't last. When you say like you don't sleep and you're in it and all of that stuff, like my highs are like 4 or 5 hour highs of like, holy shit, I'm in the zone. Yeah. You sound like it's like you're giving up your life to it, and it's like all in. Like I don't have that. I haven't found.
Well, that's good. The thing is, that's good, dude. It's not like no one's life is better than another's. Everyone's life is equal. Like, that's just a fact. I do what I do because this is how I have to do it. But, you don't have 5 hours or 5 days like I do. But because I have 5 days, dude, I have 5 days down here.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, highs and lows. Me and my friend always joke about it. You ride the coaster, dude. It's highs and lows. But, like, when I was preparing for this and writing a bunch to get in with the movie scene, dude, I was like, damn, I was biking, like, 20 miles a day, just to wash dishes. And like, you think I wanted to do that? Oh my God. Yeah, I was like, this would be a sweet story eventually if I ever make it. But at the time, dude, damn.
So let's talk about that. Damn. Just let's talk about your biking situation. So back up from the biking. Let's back up from the biking. Okay.
All right. This is I should tell.
Go ahead, please. Tell us how you got to that.
Yeah. This is all right. So the reason we're really pushing forward with this now goes pretty far back. Okay. And I'll just tell a story because to me it opened my eyes up to another world. Okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Hit me.
So I'm living in Nepal, right? I had just done noble science, high altitude ice climbing, and then I locked myself away pretty much in a hotel, $6 a night in this small village outside of Kathmandu, which is the main city. And right next to me is this painter, world famous painter. This guy's name is Sax Berlin. And first night I'm a little intoxicated, so I'm like, well, yo, what up? You know, he's this almost 70-looking-year-old dude, and he told me he was 99, and I believed him. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. And we're on the same wavelength, like two good friends, and we ended up becoming best friends.
Can I just ask real quick, is he from Nepal?
No, he's English. So it turns out, and he lived in America for a long time.
Okay.
He was just there like me, chilling out. It turns out this guy is Picasso. Like, I mean, it's hard to hear some random kid say that who doesn't even look at art.
I'll like Google some images and put some on the screen.
This guy only sells to Clintons, to the owner of Nepal, people who are so high up in society that we don't know about him yet because it's only available to the top. Like, his art is so high technically that like no one can believe it. And when you go to his house, so he invited me to his house. There's hundreds of paintings. Hundreds of paintings everywhere. I mean, you have to step over this place. It's like a Picasso's house, and these are like massive paintings, like whole walls and like everywhere. Anyway, so he invited me to his house, and before he invited me to his house, he said you should write scripts and stuff like this. And I was like, oh, I just want to write books and stuff.
I need to just cut you off because Nate, this doesn't happen. Okay?
I know. Well, it gets even crazier. It gets even crazier.
It doesn't happen. Why did he invite you to the house? How did it go from I'm a little drunk, I say what's up to come over to my house? What happened at the hotel?
So we were there for almost 2 months together, living next door.
Okay.
We were hanging out every night. I would work all day. He would bike and because he was on kind of vacation, I was trying to get my book done because I thought that's what I wanted to do. Write my book about my adventures.
Yes. And
figure out how to actually write well. We just became boys. Ate at the same restaurant every night, you know. Had a couple of local beverages, things like that.
Whatever that means.
As Sean White would say, Mountain Dews.
Okay.
And we just became really good friends. And we basically clicked, dude. We were the only two. He's the only person I met who's as, I don't know, he's as driven as I am, like, to a fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, so blindly driven, like, this is what I'm going to do, like, I'm telling you. And he was just like my mentor. He was like my, I don't know what they say, master and sensei or whatever.
Yes.
He was like that, and he creatively, obviously I didn't paint, I wrote, but he really inspired full creativity and just me being who I am. And, like, I just learned to feel more and more comfortable with what I do and who I am. And he inspired me to write these scripts. And so I started writing these scripts. One was about us doing this thing in Hollywood, this whole thing we wanted to do. And the whole trick was, I'll explain. The trick was that he hated media. And I was like, dude, what I do is extreme things. I could use your paintings and sell them as my own, as though I were the artist, and try and enter that extreme world. And when it works, we just tell the truth, and we'd show everyone that they're not buying the artist, they're not buying the artwork, they're buying an artist, and we'd prove to them that your art is the best. So that was the original goal. Obviously, it's illegal. You know, it's illegal. It's cheating. It's lying. But we never did it. But we wrote a script about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we wrote a script about it. It's insane. And
I just got real hype real quick.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, holy shit, Nick, wait.
I know. We might have to cut that whole thing out so no one knows, because we could still do it.
That's amazing.
Anyways, so he was like, yeah, we just were clicking, and he just invited me to his house to write these scripts that I've been writing. Now, here's where it gets crazy. I had already bought my ticket there after I was guiding in Nepal, and then this really famous director moves in. This painter lived in a corner of a field in a caravan.
Yes.
This famous painter, this famous director just moves into the corner of this field where this painter is living, where I've already bought a ticket, and I'm already writing screenplays because the painter told me to. And so then the painter starts pumping. I'm like, hey, I really got this writer who's really ambitious to work hard. And because, of course, the painter had only seen me writing.
Yes. Because
I was writing every day. And I came, locked myself away for almost 2 months to write 2 more scripts and like a lot of this book. And then the director was looking for a new writer, and
offered you.
And then he gave me a shot. He gave you a shot.
And
the whole point there was like, all right, I have no money because my money is weighing down. So how am I going to drag this on long enough to show him I'm serious about this?
Yes.
So I was just rifling through jobs, dude. I had this one job, but then I had to move 10 miles away. So I was biking 20 miles to wash dishes, which is actually a good job in England.
So wait,
it's equal money.
No, let's talk a little bit about this, because this is the kind of dedication that I envy from you, Nate. Like, honest to God, your dedication is through the roof. So you're telling me that on top of writing like nonstop all day 24/7, you're riding a bicycle 10 miles each way to a dishwashing job just so you can live, so you can make enough money to live while continuing to write.
It was 40 miles a day. It was 20 miles each way.
That's insane. That's insane. So
19 or it was 19 points on
whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The point is, I wouldn't drive one way 20 miles on a bicycle for a dishwashing job.
But it was like, this is all just aligned. If I don't drag this on, this is my only chance.
This is your only chance.
How else? Like, this is a guy from Hollywood in the corner of a field in England. Like,
you just so happen to be there
while I'm writing scripts. Who's looking for some help in writing? It's like, dude, if I don't drag this on, I'm an idiot.
Of course,
I'm an idiot. So yeah, I biked. Do I want to bike? Hell no. It was the worst thing ever. And then I got another job, and then they fired me because I was illegal. And then I got another job, and then they fired me because I was illegal. And then I got the third job, and it was this mom and pop joint. And they never asked, and I told them because I was like, you're good people, and you shouldn't. England's different. At first, I wasn't trying to work as an illegal. I thought it was like America, like you could. Like, and then I realized by the second firing that like you really can't. It's not kosher. And so I told them like, hey, just want to let you know, I'm not legal. So, and then they let me go. And by that time, it had been long enough. It had been an extra month. I got an extra month out of this relationship and like enough meetings that he decided to give me a real shot, to write some real stuff.
So do you know what's happening with this? Because this is that writing that you were doing for that director for helping him out has absolutely nothing to do with the project you're doing.
The thing is, it does.
How?
Because now, this is the thing, is I now finally have the connections through him with these major corporations that I can come up with them. Hey, I've not only written this, but like, this is what I actually want to do. Exactly. These movies. And now I have those connections. And so I don't want to, I don't want to use anyone. I just want to that's my ultimate goal. I mean, it doesn't really matter what your inspiration is, as long as it's good-hearted, but like, everyone got to use someone for something. Not in a bad way, but you're here to film because you want to become a really good interviewer, which you already are, but you want people to know that.
Yes.
And it's not like, I just want to make only your dream happen. Everyone's got their own dream. And they should.
And I love this. And because this is something that I have a hard time with as well. So I really like that you brought that up, because I feel like you have to be selfish. It's both. It's both, because you want things to be mutually helpful to all parties, to everyone involved. You don't want to be a douchebag and you just suck as much out of people as possible. You don't want to give all of yourself and then have nothing for yourself and have no enjoyment in your life. Although what?
I mean, I don't know. For example, I wanted to get in with these companies for a different reason, but I was there for him, and if he was going to give me a chance, I needed to be there for him.
Oh yeah,
so I was all in to him.
Yes.
I was like, whatever you ask, dude, I'm gonna figure this a way out to do it like this, because that's my end goal. But to get there, you have to be honest, true, and diligent. You actually you can't fake it if you actually want to pursue your path. You gotta this is every step of the way. You have to put in as much effort as you can. Whatever your level is, that's what you have to put in, because if you're not, then it's not the right path, maybe.
Of course, and what I was trying to say is, when you make that decision, I want to do this because I believe in you as a human being. I believe in what you're doing. I want to help you because this is something I want to do. If it's something you want to do, then do it. Yeah, do it with all of your might. Do it. Exactly. You have to put it.
One of the biggest things he told me was that the biggest thing about scriptwriters, DJs, things like this is, what's a writer? It's the guy who gets it done. It's just the guy who gets it done. It's not the guy who's better. It's the guy who gets it done. A lot of guys don't get it done.
That's such a good point.
When it comes to the thing you love, whatever that is, you get it done.
Get it done.
Just get it done. Put the work in and get it done. That's what I'm all about. Put the work in and get it done. And then
the chips will fall.
And you'll see whatever your dream is, whether it's, picking up gum from the ground or flying airplanes, dude. You put the work in, you'll get it done.
I'll get it done. Oh god damn it, I love that. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
Okay. So, all right. So let's get to, since you're showing your nice water bottle, let's get to your Kickstarter. The last time I checked, and today is December 27th, 2018. It's up for another 52 more days. Whatever.
Yeah,
it's up for another
it's up
50
for
something more days.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked, it was $1,000 and $1,062. Tell me the details of this Kickstarter. How much are you trying to raise? What happens if you don't get there? What do you have a plan B? Tell me that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's my life. I got plan B, C, and D to make plan A happen. So every other plan A is the only play, but
you're gonna find
I'm
a way
gonna find
to make
other
it
plans
happen.
to make that plan A if it doesn't. So realistically, once we get $2,500, which I might even have by the time this is out, then I can buy tickets for our team to set this in motion, so we can get there around January 15th. After that, it says 10,000. Now, well, the real purpose with the Kickstarter, like I said originally, was I had this LinkedIn thing come up, and I had views, and I have this big pitch with the CEO of someone I led, the father of someone I led, and I wanted to be his best for that pitch ever. You don't want to use a relationship like that and not be really honest.
Exactly. You want to put it all in. If someone's going to offer,
I already feel
up their
weird
family,
enough using one of the students I led. She offered, and I just felt weird. As a student, if I'm gonna do it, I need to be as professional as possible.
Yes.
So I thought if I can just drive traffic and make myself look better online, these guys will believe that I have a future. So I didn't make the Kickstarter originally to attract money. Never did. It was just because someone asked to donate money. And I was like, I don't know how to do that. And they were like, just make a Kickstarter. So I did. Now it's kind of developed into something where it's actually getting traction. And it would be nice if we all came together. But do I have plan B? Yeah, because the original goal was not to have a Kickstarter.
Yes.
So my plan B was technically my plan A. Kickstarter was technically my plan B.
I love it.
But yeah, if we get 10,000, then we're good to make the whole first documentary, and we can use that to basically find an agency to pitch our movie and come back in 2020 and do the Everest part, right?
Okay.
If we raise all 65 before mid-March, before April.
Because just going up Mount Everest, I know there's only
there's a
short
1
time.
month training period before where the clients come, and there's a 1 month period before that when we set up camp.
Okay.
So mid-March is usually what I'm saying. Mid-May is usually when you depart and it's time to summit. So we would.
You would
if
need
we get
the
all that
entire
money
65.
before that 1 month where the clients get there. So mid-April.
Yes.
April to be safe. That's if we got all the money by then we're going up Everest this year. We're trying. We should try.
First of all,
I don't know how far I could get altitude sickness.
Exactly.
But you have my word. I'm going to try as hard as I can for sure. And then, so that's the goal, to just raise awareness and get it in front of a sponsor. Because ultimately, I don't want your money. Dude, you're my friend, dude. I know average Joes. I'm an average Joe. I don't want other people's money. I want a corporation who stands by this and who wants to give this content to the world. I want them the chance to support this. You've worked hard for your money.
Of course.
If you really want to do it and you really like this project, then by all means, please do what you feel is most necessary, whatever that is. Sharing
whatever you can.
Whatever you can. If you don't. I'm not asking for more. But if we get it out in front of more eyes, perhaps the right people who like to make this content real will come to me. And then it will be easier to put a pitch together because it's quite hard to put I'm not good at pitching. I'm good at making the content. I'm not good at making a whole, this is the deliverables. I know what they are, but it's a whole other realm. There are people who have jobs who are literally
dedicated to, exactly.
I'm not a grant writer. It's like a whole science. I'm the guy.
You're the guy that's doing it.
So it's if they can come to me and then already see that I'm established, then it's so much easier. So that's why I've kind of tried to pursue this instead because it's easier. It's work. My friend in the NFL, he said work. What is it? Harder, not smarter.
Work smarter, not harder.
There, I got
Whatever.
It wrong.
Work.
I got it wrong.
It sounds like you're
I'm
gonna
not
do
even
both.
that good. That's a pretty normal phrase. I got it wrong.
Work smarter, not hard. All right.
Work harder.
Wait, I want you to tell me who is in your team right now. We know Stella, right?
Yeah,
you met
Stella.
She's gonna be the videographer,
Yeah.
so she's huge. So shout out to Stella.
Stella.
But I want to know the rest of your team. What does your team currently look like? What is the greatest team?
Dope.
Please, some shout outs. Let the people know, let the world know who's part of this adventure, the Pathfinder adventure.
So we got a dope team, first of all.
Yes.
Guy who's the main, like, kind of co-leader of the team is Karma Sherpa. And this guy has founded the biggest NGO in Nepal. Dude, this guy is incredible, dude. He's incredible. This guy was basically grew up in a small, tiny village in Nepal. Now, that's hard to understand if you've never been to one of these countries, but there's nothing there. I mean, there's probably not running water. There's nothing, dude. Probably not internet. Probably not. There's no schools. There's nothing. It's just rural living, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy climbed all the way up, dude. He was the first to get educated from his entire village. Like, he built the first school in the entire region, and then he's made it his journey to, like, just give back as much to the region. So they've built, like, 50 schools or something across the whole thing.
That's amazing.
And they've, like, changed, like, thousands of kids' lives. And now they take also a big thing is, sexually abused men and women, boys and girls, and they start rehabilitating them. And we went there, and we saw these women and these... It was so powerful, dude. It was so powerful. And these are real people. You can talk about it. When you go and you have to do it and you see it, it's like, wow, like, yeah.
He changed
these people
people's
are capable
lives.
of
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like really doing it. And so he's, and his wife, Sonam, who's also has the same exact story. So is equally badass, who now has this whole knitting woven.
Campaign.
Yeah, she makes the most incredible bags, like handcrafted, and are all about supporting this idea. So they've made this company, The Small World, and The Small World is all about this, making it smaller together, right, and bringing everyone together. And our project, everything that is over the Everest cost or under. So if we were at 10,000, between 10 and 65, if we don't get to 65, and if we get over 65, all that stuff is just going straight to them. Like, dude, I don't do this for money. Like, yeah, money is dope to celebrate, but like, I've been doing this for my whole life. If I wanted money, I would have gone and done something else.
You'd be a
like,
9-5.
I'll give them the money. I just want the opportunity to make this film. You know, so I'm giving it all back to them. They're the two guys, and they're the coolest people ever. You would love them. They're just good dudes. I mean, and Sonam's a great woman. They're just awesome. And
so he's leading the.
So he's
like the head porter.
No, he doesn't. He's not a climber. He's like helping. He's helped organize the whole team.
He's just the campaign. He does the.
He's like my
NGO.
in-country contact. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have him, and then we have the world record holder for the fastest summit. So his name's Kaji Sherpa.
Do you know what the time is? You wouldn't have.
I think it's. I don't know.
Okay,
dude.
well, it'll be on the screen.
It'll be 5 hours and 22 minutes.
That's insane.
Or something.
That's
like
insane.
That. Dude, this guy's
5 hours to go up, right? Just to get to the tip.
I don't even. Maybe it's up and back.
That's insane.
I gotta make sure. This guy.
Okay, yeah,
he's a world record holder, dude.
Yeah, that's.
So he's.
I just don't know how they get to time it.
Yeah, he's the man. I mean, that's unreal. And then we got the nephew of the world record holder for the longest time spent on the summit. So he had 23 hours.
Spent on the summit?
With no oxygen.
Can't you freeze to death? Dude. Isn't it like 3 hours? Then you have to go
this
back
guy's
down?
incredible. But unfortunately, he passed away. And so his nephew.
Oh my god.
His nephew is.
Wait, did he pass away while doing?
No, he's passed away a while ago.
Okay, but it wasn't while doing the.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But his nephew has agreed to come on, and so his nephew's helping with all that kind of stuff and marketing and whatnot. And then we have Chamba Sherpa, dude. This guy's name is Chamba. How lovable is a Chamba?
Sherpa.
This guy is the man, and he's the hardest working guy I've ever met, dude. He's so quiet and soft spoken, and he's like he'll be my hands-on like trainer.
Yes.
And then Mingmar Sherpa, and he is the like cook. We got Dawa Sherpa. I mean, there's we're gonna have pictures of these people up and around. There's a whole website, and you can see all their accolades and stuff like that. And they're
That's amazing.
Dude, these guys are serious.
So this is like the real deal, bro.
Yeah, no, I only go in and be with the locals and do how they do. That's what I do.
You'll fuck around.
I'm not
so
doing
excited.
the foreigner way. I'm going all the way. I'm gonna be a different person when I get out of it. I don't know what's
You're not gonna come in with the hair warmers
crazy.
and oh goodness.
I'm probably already crazy by now.
Oh yeah, just a little bit, just a tad bit.
But yeah, no, we gotta do.
So I don't want to end on the negative, right? But I do want to talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk.
I want to ask, what are your thoughts, or what do you even think about? Do you plan? Is this something that you have to prepare for? Injuries. I know you said you don't get sick, but illnesses. How do you deal with that? And like when that stuff happens, because especially when you're making a movie, when you're making a documentary, when there's money involved and that money is not yours. Is this something you've thought about? Is this...
Alex Honnold said, actually, I don't even, let's scrap that. I think a financier, a broker, a stock market broker, he goes onto the floor with millions of dollars and puts it down on a bet or whatever they call it, right?
Yeah, he puts it...
Yeah. He has fear that he'll lose his entire money.
Of course.
I mean, he knows that he very well could make this bet and lose all of his money.
Yes.
Right? But he still does it. If you took me into the stockbroking world and gave me millions of dollars and told me to make that bet, I would crumble. I would quake. I mean,
you wouldn't be able to...
Because that fear would overpower me. Now, climbing the mountain, of course injury is a possibility. Of course death, of course, high altitude sickness. It's all a possibility, but it's not an option. It's not an option to fail. Like, if you get injured, you go back, you do it again. Like when I did sports, I got surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. I got as many as I could because it was what I was going to do. It's, you might get injured, but you keep going. You go back, you do it again. So I might, but when I set out to do these things, of course, I recognize that that's death.
Exactly.
If I fall, that's death.
That's death.
But it's not an option to fall because I just put, like that broker, I push past it. I recognize it and push past it. Like that broker, he's trained to push past. My mind's trained to push past that fear, that specific fear. It's not like we're better than anyone. It's just that's what we push past.
So is this something that you're constantly thinking about, or is it like I'm just doing this? Like I'm just doing it.
I don't think about the injury. I don't think about, any of that stuff.
I've been, like, Nate, I went on a 4,000-foot hike. Oh. And I was like, I'm going to die. Literally, halfway through up the mountain, I was like, I'm going to die. I'm like, Nate, like, the things that you are doing are just absolutely amazing. It just is. It just is. So, I just want I want you to tell me just the shout-outs. Just tell us where we can find you, where we can find...
Well, one thing I want to say before is, like... The one thing I do worry about is...
Talk to me.
Is painting these guys in the right light. Is making sure that they're appreciated like I appreciate them. Because I know in this era, you see a white guy doing this stuff in all these different cultures, black, Asian, whatever it might be, you might think he thinks he's superior and things like that.
Cultural appropriation.
And it's like, it's
using them
dude,
to make it down.
That my message is just break it down and just be together. I don't know. I've been worried about how we'll come across. I'm sure someone out there will snap back. And I understand why they're snapping back. But to that person, like, we are... that's not my intention. So, my intention is quite the opposite.
You know what's crazy, Nate? You know what's absolutely crazy? Like, I feel like I'm super sensitive to that kind of thing. And I know you so well that that's something that's never even came to my head. But like the fact that you've been the one that's thinking about it the whole time makes me number one.
But people have said it to me, and I'm like, there's always haters. But I think if they really know me, you know that, even though I say things like, you're black, I'm white, like it's cut and dry. Like that's just how I talk.
But it's like I love that you said that because number one, just you're self-aware. You're aware of the situation. You're not 100%. Just blindly like, yes, I want to do what I love and I don't care how other people see it. You are absolutely aware of the situation. Yeah. You're a white guy that's coming from, Newton, Massachusetts, and you're doing these things with people from different cultures who haven't had the privileges, the background that you have. I love that I just love that you. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah,
so
I just
it
wanted
makes
to say
me happy
because it's like, that's it. it's just showing them off. It's showing you off. Whoever I'm with, it's showing him or her or an animal. If I emulate an animal, it's showing it off. It's
So yeah, all right. So shout out. So where can we find you? Where can we find the Kickstarter? All of this stuff, please
dude,
hit me up.
We've launched it, dude. We got the Pathfinder.en as our Instagram, Human Pathfinder Facebook. Obviously, there's not a lot of people on it yet because we just really got this going.
Well, let's change that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Pathfinder
change that.
ES, which is Spanish. We have Pathfinder.fr, which is for French. We think the best idea is, it's not about countries. A lot of these companies do countries. We're thinking languages because,
People
French is not just
French
spoken in
everywhere.
France.
Yeah.
If you're Moroccan, you want to listen to. You don't want to go to France. You want to go to a French channel. So
exactly.
That's what we're doing, and we have the Pathfinder.en, Pathfinder. Oh, I feel so weird plugging stuff.
FR?
Dude, yeah, I don't. FR.fr, we have Pathfinder.es, we have BR coming soon. We have
VR, what is that?
Chinese,
What's
Brazilian,
VR?
Brazilian.
Brazilian?
Chinese coming soon, and
you're gonna have
Arabic,
Chinese?
hopefully Chinese and Arabic. So
wow, holy Jesus.
that will be the next step, is opening those up, and then it's all of our content.
Do you speak any of those languages?
I don't speak Chinese. I speak all the others. But
French, English, Spanish?
English, Spanish, Nepali, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, French, and Arabic. My French and Arabic, I need to go get those better. So that's the next step. After I got to spend a week or so in Paris getting it down. Yeah.
Nate, you're a human being.
Oh, you
are alive. You are living.
We're all alive, dude.
No, fuck that. Nate, you are alive.
Oh, dude, this is what we do,
real
dude.
talk,
This
Nate.
is what we do,
Nate,
dude.
I know you're a modest guy. I know you like to spread the love, but you gotta understand what you're doing isn't normal. That's just not. It's not normal, Nate Menninger.
It looks abnormal because this is just what I do. But what you do, with the guy who makes stamps for an envelope company, like, dude, these guys are all doing incredible things. And it's just showing it. It's like, yeah, I get the fame because I'm in front of the camera, but, dude, I'm one cog in the machine. I'm one cog. I'm literally one part of the puzzle.
I love it.
Nothing more.
Yeah, I'd say it's a big cog, motherfucker. It's a big cog. I love it, Nate. I talk about it every day, hero. All right, so that's where we can find you on Insta. The link for the Kickstarter is going to be...
We'll get that in.
We're going to be in the,
somehow
it's going to be on the screen. It's going to be down below in the link. So in the description box, so click the link. We're going to have your Facebook page down in the description box. Click the link. All of that stuff. Well, you can go ahead and find Nate. Please go check it out. At least go watch the video. See what he's doing. At least
I feel vulnerable. I told you guys a lot today.
Stop. No. I love it. No, it is absolutely perfect. And Nate,
everyone who's helped me along the way, everyone, the student, the directors, these guys are incredible people, and I just want to help them out too. Dude, everyone. We got someone making a whole score for the movie, a whole soundtrack and a score for the soundtrack.
That's amazing. You're really putting this together, Nate.
We are. It's not me. It's everyone. It's everyone.
He said it. I'll take credit. I won't ask twice.
Cue the nurse. Cue the nurse.
I'll take as much credit as comes my way.
Hold this. See?
We need a sponsor. Help the team. Please.
We don't say that word out loud.
Oh, yes. The team. Squad. Let's make it happen. So, Nate, I really do appreciate this. Before you leave, I do want to ask you this question.
Yeah, ask me anything, yeah?
In between your projects.
Yeah.
Can I please have more interviews like this one?
Dude,
Can we link up and meet up and talk about the excitement, the sad, the positive, everything?
Early bird gets the worm. You're here first, you get claim every time.
He said it, y'all. Remember,
now he can use this over me officially. We're officially documented.
I'm all about it.
Geez.
As long as it's on.
I'm about it.